What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Flash Season 4 video. So as always, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated if you did enjoy the video, and a like lets me know that you like the video, so I'll make more of that kind of content for you. That's simply how it works here at SuperHeroNexus. So SuperHeroNexus, well, we have had some very interesting news for the Flash over the last couple of days. I've had a Flash 25 review that I did on Wednesday, which you can check out. Yesterday, of course, I did have my very lovely video on the interesting comments left by Keenan Lonsdale about the future of Wally West and will he become the Flash or not. So you can check that out on my channel as well. So sorry if there hasn't been enough Flash content, because I know all of you lot, I know you do prefer your Flash videos, but I'm not going to make something when there's not been any news or I haven't had an interesting theory or idea. So, yeah. But TV Line is back at it again. Damn, TV Line, back at it again with that news. So we've actually had some very cool things come out of TV Line's Matt Inside Line, which is a very interesting kind of spoiler column where we have all kinds of news coming out about just what will be happening in the shows that we love so much. So one of the questions interesting here is that any scoop on how the Flash's Iris will be grieving Barry after sacrificing himself to the Speed Force? And the answer is, with the action picking up 6 months later, it's unclear if time heals all wounds. We still don't have Barry out of the Speed Force, Candice Patton told us at Wednesday's Saturn Awards. Iris is really struggling to deal with that, and she does it in her own way. And while there's buzz that Iris will have assumed a larger role within Team Flash, Patton was mum on what, if anything, Barry's fiancée might be doing to try to get her love back. That's a very interesting question that I can't answer. No, Miss Patton, of course you can't answer that, because that would absolutely ruin everything that is happening or will happen in Season 4 of The Flash. Now, the curious thing here is that we're going to see a time jump. So we're going to see a time jump of 6 months later. I believe the other seasons did actually have a time jump as well. So it does make sense that, well, they're going to jump time forward here. Of course, Season 3 didn't have a time jump because, well, it had a time mess up, didn't it? So I guess that makes sense. But having a time jump is really curious here, because I was actually kind of hoping that they would pick up exactly where it was left off in the Flash Season 3 finale, where Barry goes into the Speed Force. But what is curious here is that 6 months later, so obviously it's pretty much 6 months from when we had the end of the Flash Season 3. So the Flash Season 3 ended, and of course in real time, real world time, proper time, we actually have a 6 month break between each season. So I guess that actually makes sense. Now the curious thing here is that will they have this mentioned on the show explicitly? I expect we'll probably have images or videos of Iris in the episode actually looking around, moping like hell and being sad all the time, which is pretty much what Barry had last season, where he was upset about, you know, his future love completely getting her body shish kebabbed proper mad. So I really do hope that we aren't having her be the focus of this show. And boy, imagine if she suited up and became a speedster. That would be worse than Olicity and everything that we've seen on Arrow that we've hated just so goddamn much. So I really don't think that that will happen. But what is curious is that, well, there is buzz that Iris will be actually having a larger role in Team Flash. So I'm not too sure if we actually want that. I personally don't want that. I'm not a big Iris fan personally. I'm not a bad fan of the romances in the show on Flash, especially because it's not really, doesn't really appeal to me. It doesn't really interest me. Supergirl, I do like the shipping on that, of course, just because I want the LexCorp ship like mad, because that has, you know, actual chemistry. Now, here on the show, the question is, what will happen and how will she have a bigger role. I expect the bigger role will be her trying to get Barry out of the Speed Force, but I really can't see Barry staying in the Speed Force for more than at least 2 episodes. 2 episodes at the very least, because, well, if Kenan Lonsdale doesn't see, well, Wally West becoming a hero and becoming the Flash, well, then we're not going to have the Flash without the Flash, because, well, that would just be completely stupid. Now, what is interesting here as well, they also go on to say, any news on the Flash? Of course there is news, you've just had news above it. Weird. A role being cast for Season 4 that you have not heard about yet should put the visual effects department to the test. Now, the visual effects department has had a very big test throughout this season, and some of the shonky-ass CGI when our friend Savitar goes into the Speed Force was pretty bad. However, the Gorilla City episodes, the 2-parter of that, was absolutely superb. So the question is, who could this actually be? So it would have to be someone on the level of Gorilla Grodd. It would have to be someone who is completely CGI, but we don't know if it's going to be a villain or a hero yet. So we're not too sure who that could actually be, but it would have to be someone on the level, easily on the level of Gorilla Grodd, or at least King Shark. So having someone like that would have to be a huge kind of CGI absolute behemoth here on the show. But we don't know. Literally, that's all we know. So I'm not too sure on who it could be, or I'm not really sure if we could have a huge CGI hero on the show as well. So that is it for this video. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. And I'll see you soon, and goodbye.